Yo, as if the sky's falling. But no, it's not the sky's falling. We as a culture is falling, dropping like flies, no metaphor intended. Police in the street shooting down intentionally, no mystery. Because you see the light in your skin, I mean the darker your skin, the more likely you too can become a target. It's that simple. Because you see the system got to eat and they starve. They starve before our melody, just like a simple bottle of water for those in Flint, Michigan, now Mississippi. My prayers go out to them. You see the black man, original man, founders of civilization. We create the power in every nation. So when they kill us, it creates dehydration and documentation amongst the next generation. Energy, 11 elements seduced from the earth is a lecture the way they crucify us through our own music. But you see, we the ones that let them do it. I'm looking around like, man, where they do that at? Where they do that at? Only in America. Only in America, my Don King voice. It's crazy how we went from representing royalty to jealousy for one another. But
the world has a weapon, a gun, a bomb, some type of weapon of mass destruction. Well, we have a sword, which is the word of God, which is more powerful than any weapon of mass destruction. So that's what War Cry is all about. It tells you who we are and whose we are.
I love
it. Yeah.
Man, you better support Tony. You know why? Because I said it. The Chicago Bridge Magazine. Because he said it. Because he said it. So what was that experience like, man, when you got out, you know what I mean? You put the book together, you know what I'm talking about, this book right here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
This is where you signed for me, man, you know what I mean? So I sure
What
appreciate it.
what did I sign at? 10, 12, 15? Woo, that's a long time ago. That book is a classic.
Yeah.
You might have had one of the original books.
Peace and blessings. Welcome back for another great celebrity interviewer. You know my name, celebrity interviewer. I said it, and this is the show, and this is why I bring you the best interviews from around the world with people that may be in the entertainment industry, building the community, and people that's in business. Now, today's segment today is an artist spotlight interview, all the way from the other side of the world. So wherever you are watching from, the first thing I need you all to do is to share this interview wherever you are watching from, because this is an exceptional young lady. You know what I mean? I'm just so grateful and happy to interview her. Always like interviewing, upcoming artists, because, it's not easy, to share our gifts and to do what we do and the things that we love. But, this lady is very special. And let me tell you about who's about to be on the screen today with me in the building. I'm talking about, she is actually an award-winning rising star. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's also a talented musician and entertainer. And she has her third new single called Never Was the Perfect Girl. That sounds exciting. I'm excited to know what's behind that title, because that's like a really mysterious type of title right there. So without further ado, let me bring on my guest, the one and only Miss Sophie Love.
Hello. Hi, I said it.
Peace. So great to have you on the show today. How's your day so far, by the way?
It's been great. I've been, preparing, getting excited about you interviewing me. This is my first interview.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear that. I'm greatly humbled. You know what I mean? It's always fun. I've done over 800 interviews since 2013. So for me to be your first interview, that's exciting to me. Because when I perform, I still get nervous. So if it's any type of nervousness, remember, nervousness is a chance to be at your greatest. That's what's so great about being nervous. That's what I love about, just being nervous. That's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. If you're not nervous, something's wrong.
I know, right? Because that's part of the passion for the love behind what you do, and just the excitement to, remind people who you are, or to express something about yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please. First, I want to say you look very nice. And
Thank you.
were you working on any music today? Were you in? I see you in the studio.
Oh, we're actually in the Quonset hut where John Michael Ferrari gives me voice lessons and where he gives a lot of other kids voice lessons and works with them with their instruments. Um, but no, it's just I've been preparing for this today.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I want to jump into it because we have a lot of people watching and excited to learn more about you, as I'm excited to learn more about you too. Had the pleasure first have to shout out the legendary Pepper J and the legendary John Ferrari, who has also been on this program. I'm very grateful to have this is like a family affair now because now we have the famous Sophie Love. And when I say family, because we all sisters and brothers, we all connected with energy, at the end of the day, and it's all about who shows you love. That's who you should show love back to in life.
Oh,
Just continue to transfer the energy.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me, what's the energy and the message that you like to put out behind your music?
Behind my music, well, um, I I haven't really thought about a message. I just hope people can relate with what I'm writing, just like every singer-songwriter hopes for. Um,
Yeah.
I just I'm different. I hope you like it. I hope you like my music.
No, there's nothing wrong with that by not having a message. Sometimes a message can grow on you, and sometimes your message might deviate, and change over the years as you continue to grow as an artist. So if you don't feel like you have a message right now, the more you create, the more it'll come to you. So just let it be natural. So I like the fact that you're just being natural. That's
Thank
that's
you.
that's a good thing.
Thank
That's
you.
definitely a good thing. So, we understand that this is your third single. So, why have you continued to, with the message of not the perfect girl, never was the perfect girl. What's the message behind that title or the meaning? Never the perfect girl.
Well, um, I that's something I kind of would like the listeners to interpret for themselves. But for
Mm,
me, it just kind of means it's okay not to be perfect for all the women and ladies.
mm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you like to direct your music now? This is outside of the question of the message, but when it just comes to gender, being a young lady yourself, do you like to make more music more for women to try to relate to, or would you feel like it's more universal for both gender?
I really, really care about writing universally, so
Okay.
anybody can relate to it. I didn't try to direct this specific single towards women. It just happened.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's really it for that song. It just happened like that.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I like the fact that like I say, the title is really powerful. Like I said in the intro, it sounds very mysterious, and I like how you say that you kind of left the door open for people to come up with their own opinion or how they feel about it as a reaction. And so, I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're in the studio, do you prefer the studio or do you prefer the stage? And what do you like about both of them the most?
Um, okay, stage. I love how
Mhm.
intimate you get to be with all the people. I My favorite thing is making eye contact
Right.
and just bonding with the audience. It's not like any other feeling ever. Um, that might sound a little cliche, but it is very true. Um,
Yeah.
and the studio, I love it because it gives you a chance to really hear what you're doing vocally and just work on anything that you didn't realize you were doing, make it better. It just gives you a chance to be at your best in the studio and just, I don't know, do your thing. Do your thing.
Right, right. See, now that's the Sophie love. That's the real Sophie love right there. I love that. I love that about you. You're very colorful, and I love the personality. And it's okay to be, shy. Because actually, I'm an introvert. That's what a lot of people don't know about me. Like, I'm really like a um, kind of halfway like a loner, but I love what I do so much. I try to force myself to be more of a people person, and the more you practice at anything, you become greater at anything. So that's kind of what happened to me. And like sometimes when you're doing something for the first time anew, you have the potential to be the greatest at it. So this being your first interview, this has the potential to be the beginning of something great where you become one of the best people to interview.
Oh, well, I'm extremely happy to be here talking to you, and I just
Likewise.
I love it. I'm having a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, no, no, thank you. So, what's your technique when it comes to writing your music, of the music that you do write, or do you write all of your music?
I do write all of my music,
Okay.
but I have help. I have help, of course, with, John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J. And I've also
Okay.
co-written with a bunch of, well, not a bunch, sorry, not yet.
No,
Um,
speak it to existence. Speak it to existence.
just a couple other people aside from Pepper and Johnny. And, um, what was the question?
No, just basically like what is your writing technique?
Oh, my writing technique? I don't know that I have one. I just for example, I'll just be, doing something like making food in the kitchen or
Right.
relaxing in the shower, and I'll just get a random thought, just maybe the littlest sentence, and it just turns into a whole verse, sometimes 2 verses, sometimes just a chorus. I hear a little melody
Mm.
sometimes. So, I really have no process. It comes when it comes.
No, that's special. That's that's really special, and because some people can't identify the inspiration, and then sometimes when we get a thought or something that is creative, we don't act on it. That's the most important thing about being a creator and being
Yeah.
someone that's a talent. Like when you feel something, you should do it.
Yeah,
Like an idea. If you have an idea, you should do it. You have a song, you should write it. You should put it out. You should pursue it. And so the fact that you allow things to come to you in the moment of just life when you're doing different things that everyone does, shower, eat, go to the movies, watch TV, and then
yeah,
you act on that and you pursue it, that's a good thing because that's a sign of greatness.
thank you. Yeah, life is complicated, but I really care about trying not to let it get in the way of my creativity. Even if you have a word, I just tell that little voice inside my head, "Come on, just tap into your creativity and just do it. Just do it."
Right. Absolutely. That's a good thing. I love that. So, what do you like most about like with this new single? Why did you put it out on April the 15th? And congratulations, by the way, of releasing just recently releasing your third single. That's great. It's
Thank
power in three. It's power in number three.
thank you, thank you. There was no special reason for April 15th. We just
Okay.
kinda wanted to get it out as soon as possible. Um, I this song was probably the most complicated for me
Mm,
so far. Um, I was ready to drop it, fun fact.
okay.
Um, and Pepper J was like, "No, it's a great song, you can't drop it." So we just kept working on it, and I decided to just put it out, and we got in the studio, and it came to life, and just better than I would have ever thought at all. And it's doing well. It's doing well. It's being played in the UK and
Okay.
a lot of
Congratulations.
thank you, a lot of other places too. And I'm happy I put it out so soon.
Okay, and like I said in the beginning too, you're an award-winning artist. Not many people can say that, with just approaching after just putting out only their third single, you know what I mean? Tell me a little bit about how that felt and the award that you received for Rising Star.
I was just like, Pepper J, uh, she told me one day that I was gonna get an award. I was nominated. I got an award. We're going to this award event, and I'm like, what? I'm like, are you serious? I was so excited. I was so excited and just a little like delusional. I was like, is this seriously happening so soon? It was
No.
just really exciting.
Okay, what was the name of the award, Sarah, show where you received the award?
Uh, it was from the Nashville Music Awards, the Rising Star of the Year.
Wow, national? That's pretty big.
Nashville. Nashville.
Oh man, Nashville. Okay. Well, hey, and that's where you're located, right? In Nashville?
No, myself, Pepper J, John Michael Ferrari, we all travel to Nashville quite frequently, and but we're based in a little town called Pahrump in Nevada.
Oh, okay, in Nevada. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is that near Las Vegas?
Yeah, it's about an hour away.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Do you have aspirations in performing in Las Vegas, or have you already performed in Vegas?
I have performed a couple times with John Michael Ferrari at the Taverna Costera rooftop.
Mm,
It's in this cute little place, Art Square.
yeah.
There's a bunch of art on all the buildings. It's just a great place for new artists and artists over there.
Okay, that's really nice. Hey, that's pretty big to have on your resume. You already performed in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool and great crowd over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends in Vegas, and a magazine that I worked with for 17 years. She's based now out of Vegas. I need to hook you up, so we can try to get a story about you as a rising star in her magazine. It's called the famous Chicago Bridge magazine since 1999. So
Whoa,
definitely need to get you an article in there.
that would be amazing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You deserve it.
Oh,
You
thank
know,
you.
you're a great talent.
Thank
Um, Now, who are some of your influences, singers that you maybe in the beginning maybe modeled yourself as an example, behind to or used as an inspiration to become the artist that you are today?
Well, as I've grown up, my idols have changed. But my
Right.
first couple of my first ever idols were Pink and Adele, and
Okay.
but now it's just Teddy Swims. I love Teddy Swims. He's got what I more of what I'm looking for, more of just who I am. I relate to him a lot, so he's my favorite.
Okay, absolutely. Is he based out of Nevada? Is he a local artist? Is he a like
I know he's one of the biggies with Pink now and Adele,
oh,
and
okay.
um, I'm not really sure where he's from. I know I love him so much I should know that, but uh, I I actually don't. But
Oh,
he
no
goes all
worries,
over the
no worries.
place.
Well, I'm definitely familiar with the legendary Adele and Pink. You know what I mean? I'm very familiar with both of them. Great and very talented artists themselves. I love their music. Um, so who would you like to perform with if you could perform with three artists? Who would be the top three artists outside of, I guess, Adele, Pink, and oh boy?
Outside of those, I would love to perform I would love to perform with Cher. I love Cher.
What you know about Cher? That's man, she the truth. Like she really she paved the way for a lot of people. I'm glad to hear her get her flowers on this show today. I appreciate Cher. She's one
Yeah.
of the best ever.
Yeah, she really inspires me. Um, I love her voice,
Mm,
and she was in Burlesque, one of my all-time favorite movies, and,
mm.
she's just amazing in that, and she inspires me because she said, "If you want something, don't stop until you get it, because if you stop, you're not gonna get to where you wanna be, so just keep going until you
Mm.
make it, and you will make it." So,
No,
um,
absolutely. That's
yeah,
true to
and
heart.
then yeah, Cher, gosh, there's just so many. There's just so many, but Cher is off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, hey, that's fine if you want to stop there. You know, that's the epitome right there.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I love actually, I love Tom Jones. I would love I would love to sing with him. Um, and
Okay.
yeah, I think Tom Jones is probably the last. I know there's so many more, but I just love those those ones, those people.
No, I know it's kind of an off the wall type of question, but I just, continue to like to do things during interviews to just, be more personal with the audience, so they know more about you. And, I understand that you've been, inspired to sing and things of that nature since the tender age of 5 years old, which is really amazing. At 5 years old, I remember watching Michael Jackson and trying to emulate him, with the dance moves, dancing and getting carpet burns, trying to dance around on the floor in the living room, you know what I mean, when I was watching him on TV. But with that being said, I understand also for your bio, you grew up doing musicals. So how did you transition from doing musicals to finding yourself in studios making music with the famous John Michael Ferrari?
So, uh, well, I loved doing plays, it's all I wanted to do, uh, ever since I was little. I knew that singing was for sure my passion, um, but I always hoped to be a singer-songwriter. Uh,
Mm.
but when I met Pepper J and John Michael Ferrari, they showed me that my dream could actually become a reality, and I it's just liberating. I feel free. Um, and I still do some acting for fun mostly. But now I'm just focused on what I really wanted to do, my singing.
Okay, so is it safe to say if you had a movie role, you would feel more comfortable playing yourself as a singer?
um, I I'm a chameleon. I enjoy doing acting, so if I had to play somebody else, I would. But um I would also love to be myself and sing.
Okay, what type of character would we find Sophie Love to be in a Hollywood film if you could choose? What would
If I
be a character like an alternate personality, perhaps, or one of your personalities that you might would like to bring out more if you had the chance?
I'm sassy. I'm really sassy. Um, I love action, probably a villain. probably a villain, probably a sultry detective villain, something like that, something cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. I can definitely see that. I can see that through your pictures, some of your lovely pictures that I found. And you don't mind if I share a couple of pictures, do you?
Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate you.
I
Um,
appreciate you.
yeah, I'm having fun really. And shout out to my friend, the legendary Lady. She's here out of Chicago. She says, "Dope, dope. Appreciate you."
Very
Yeah, she's
cool.
doing some really
Hi.
powerful things. Hi, here in Chicago. And so I love this picture of you and your guitar. How long have you been playing the guitar?
I've been playing the guitar for probably about 3.5 years now. I took lessons when I was 13, but it wasn't really my interest, and then I just sort of came back to it about 3 years ago, and now I love it.
Hey, sometimes it's really powerful sometimes when you have something that inspired you at a younger age and then you double back later in life and you find that passion for it and you like, man, why did I ever walk away from this? Like, whether it's a relationship with someone that you like or even an instrument, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love to play the bass too. I haven't for a while, but I will again very soon, hopefully, and drums. But right now, I'm just playing guitar and just trying to get better with that all the time.
Okay, so you a percussionist also, huh?
A little bit, yes, yes.
Okay, nice, nice. What do you like about the drums? Like you say you have that sassy personality.
Yeah, what I love about the drums is probably number one. I think everybody has some type of frustration. Mine, I love taking it out on the drums, you know? I love taking my frustrations out on the drums, but mostly I just love the way it makes me feel when I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm actually getting it. Oh, I'm actually doing it. You know, it feels good.
Right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. What I mean, I can see that. I'm not an instrumental type of person. All I do is do a little bit of poetry and I create, art and stuff like that. But I see that you're also an artist. Now you're a real artist. When I say I'm an artist, I do flyers and stuff like that. Like I just can think outside the box and put things together like that. But I'm not a technically person who can draw. I understand you can draw and you just recently you sold some paintings recently, is that right?
I did. I sold my first painting. It was a butterfly sitting on a flower. And the man I sold it to is Eric Handler. He's a great friend. He also
Mm.
helped me with the cover of my newest single, Never Was the Perfect Girl. And yes, I love to create, I love to draw, I love to paint. I recently took up wood burning. Um, I just, I do it for me. You know, I wasn't expecting to sell anything. And then one day he slid up on Facebook and was like, are you selling this? And I'm like,
Mm.
would you like it? You know? Yeah, so
No, that's awesome.
it was a nice surprise. I enjoy
No,
creating art.
that is a great surprise. Congratulations, selling your first painting. You're on your way to, having your paintings in museums then too, and having it for sale.
Uh, well, that would be amazing, but I really just do it for me. So we shall see what happens.
Yeah, whatever God has for you and, whatever you choose to pursue, that's how it works out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I love to do many things, not just one thing. So, yeah, whatever the big man has in store for sure. Woman
Yeah,
of
no, I
many
appreciate.
hats. That's what I want to be.
Right, you are very, very multi-talented. You know what I mean? You didn't just stop at the music. You didn't just stop with the paintbrush. You didn't just stop at holding the drum. You know, doing drums and playing the guitar. You also dance too. Stop playing with me. For real, you a dancer too?
Um, yeah, just for fun now, but yes. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
I
like a
love to
quadruple
dance.
talent.
Thank you. Uh, there was this talent show in the 8th grade, and I was on a
Mm,
dance team. I was I think I was, uh, 13? 13 or 14? Eh, I think I was 13. Anyhow, there was a talent show, and I was on
mhm.
a dance team, and I just loved it. I loved it. Um, but I've always taken dance. So, it's a big interest of
Okay.
mine too. Hip hop, hip hop is my favorite.
Yeah, that was actually my next question. You definitely read my mind. I was gonna ask, like, what type of style of dance do you do? Or and so you like hip hop dancer? Is there any other type of style of dance you do?
Uh, I used to do tap dancing. I used to do
Oh,
tap
okay.
dancing, and, yeah, hip hop, tap dance, jazz, I love jazz. But now I just strictly do hip hop.
Nice, nice. Hey, I love it. I love it. Again, I just appreciate the creativity and your boldness, you know what I mean, and your courage because it takes a lot, like I said in the beginning, to do the things that you do when you have a thought and to, you know, put energy behind it. You know, it's not easy. People like ourselves, we make things look easier than what they appear to be. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I love that. I love that about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, you know, this is the picture that we've really been waiting for. Tell us a
Oh,
little bit more about the two um, iconic people that you are sitting in between. Tell me a little bit about them, if you could.
okay, first of all, I love them both so much. I call them Mama and Daddy-O, but that is Pepper J and John Michael Ferrari. They're both my coaches. They've helped me grow into such a different person than I was when I first came to them at 16 years old.
Mm,
Um, Pepper J works with me still on stage presence. John Michael Ferrari also does. Um, but he really works with me on my vocal techniques and new ideas for songs if I'm stuck. He's just right there for me. He's brilliant, and so is Pepper J. They're just I'm so lucky to have them in my corner. They're so talented.
yeah, what a privilege that is to, be able to at a young age as you're starting out and continue to groom yourself in your area, your field of talent, to be able to work with people who have been doing this and are professional and just extremely, like talented, you know what I mean, to be able to show you and take you under their wing. You know, that's pretty special. That's chosen. You know, that shows that you've been chosen, not only chosen by them, but you are considered one of the chosen because that's very rare. That doesn't happen too often. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
that means that shows how special you are for them to want to invest their time into you, their money and anything they had to put out into you. You know what I mean? That shows how great you are, the potential that they saw.
I just I feel so lucky it doesn't feel real sometimes, to tell you the truth. Um, I'm just we saved each other. I like to think of it that way. Um, I don't know what I'd do without them. I mean, they're just amazing, amazing. amazing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Big salute to John Michael Ferrari and the legendary Pepper J. Thank you so much for, hooking up on both me and Sophie Love today. You know what I mean? I'm just really excited. So how could people purchase this album? I'm sorry, this new single, which is still an album, but how can people purchase this?
Uh, there's if you have iTunes on iPhones, you could go in the iTunes store, look up "Never Was the Perfect Girl" by Sophie Love, and it'll say a price right next to it. And if you have Spotify, if you're a member, I don't believe it'll make you buy it. But if you go to my website, sophieloveofficial.com, you can
Okay,
find it everywhere. And I'm sure it'll let you purchase it everywhere too.
okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I like the cover too. I can't. I have to ask because I can't underestimate. You are so talented, so I can't underestimate what you are capable of. Are you a rider too on that motorcycle?
I really want to ride a motorcycle. I just ride with my dad,
Okay,
sometimes, but I have yet to ride my own motorcycle yet.
okay, okay, absolutely. When I was growing up, I always wanted. I like Batman, so I wanted the black helicopter. I wanted the black like Viper, the black car. I wanted the motorcycle. You know what I mean? I wanted all of that, and then I got older. I was like, a car is fine with me. But
Yeah. Oh,
motorcycles are definitely exciting.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of Batman, I have an impression of Batman. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh, please. Oh, hold on. Let me turn my picture. I gotta make this super size for the audience. Hold on. 1 second. I wasn't ready. I'm ready now.
Okay. I'm Batman. I live in the shadows. Justice for Gotham. Oh, I need to go to the Batcave. Justice for Gotham.
Okay, 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 okay. Nice, nice. So that's one of the characters I see that you would play in a Hollywood film. You can be the first female Batman, not Batwoman, but the first female Batman.
That would be amazing. That would be so fun. It'd be cool if they had a female Grinch, because I love to imitate the Grinch too.
Hey, don't wait for them to have a female Grinch. Create your own female Grinch.
You know what? I just might do this next Halloween. Thank you. I said it. Thank you.
No, I'm saying, they got the platform TikTok where people are very extra creative to do different things. So that would be like a great platform to kind of use that as a teaser or to try to, you know, to kind of rehearse before you really, really put it out there. And it can take off.
Yeah, yeah. I do a lot of, well, not recently, but I would love to continue doing a lot of acting. I've done the Grinch on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Um it's it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. I gotta double back and go follow you on TikTok. I just rejoined TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a really beneficial app in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I can tell you this, I definitely enjoy learning more about you. I know that my audience was, feel the same way mutual as I do. You know what I mean? When it comes to just other artists who, young and, inspiring like yourself, what advice would you give other young artists who starting off, who might be intimidated to, put out their first single, as you're three singles in already. So, what advice could you give to
I would
other
just
talent?
say I I think I would say don't focus on the fact that you're scared. Do you like it? Do you think other people will like it? Do you have some amazing people behind you supporting you, like your parents? As long as you are happy with what you're doing, just put it out there. Say YOLO. It's cliche, but you only live once. Put it out there. See what happens. You
Yeah,
got
no, I
you
like that.
got you got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Mm, absolutely. And let that be the truth. That is actually facts. You never know. Nothing comes to someone who doesn't try. Like, you just have to put it out there and see what happens. What's the
Yeah.
worst that can happen other than the fact that, people are gonna react to whatever they're gonna react to.
Yeah. And just be like, I hope they like it. And if not, well, somebody else will.
Right. Last time we checked, what it was like over 8 billion people in the world. Somebody's gonna like what you do.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. So why not? Not everybody's gonna, adapt to the same things, and they're supposed to.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. But just be happy with yourself and what you do. That's important.
Right. That's why I appreciate that you're so multi-talented because you're giving people an opportunity to love you in different ways and appreciate more about what you do and bring to the table. So I just, want to just tell you how proud I am of you and just, keep up the great work. Congratulations on releasing your third single, Never Was the Perfect Girl. I love that title again, you know what I mean? I can't wait to just really let it dwell on my mind to see exactly what that means more to me. When you put that out, that's I like that. And just and if you need any help or assistance, for I got your back. I'm a supporter, So just let me know if it's something that I can do on my end to just help. Just share what you're doing sometime.
Thank you so much, I said it. And thank you so much for supporting me and interviewing me today. I had so much fun.
No, absolutely. Definitely. I'm grateful and I really enjoyed you and I just want to, say this little prayer and, continue to make God continue to watch over you and all your family and friends and, everything that you pursue, continue to be successful and, and just stay courageous. You know what I mean? Because that's what it takes. Stay bold, stay courageous. Good fortune favors the bold.
Yeah.
Remember that. Always take that with you. Good fortune favors the bold, and you showed and exemplified that for a long time now, going back to grade school. So no, don't stop now. Don't let
Oh,
up.
thank you so much. I will not let up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna challenge you with I wanted to see you put your own play together with the Grinch, a
Okay.
female Grinch. I want to challenge you and you to be the first person to put together the first play of a female Grinch.
I will work on that. Even if it's just clones, even if it's just clones of me until I get, enough people, I will do it.
I can see that being very successful, and I like the idea, and that's why I present the challenge. But you can let it go in one ear and out the other. It's no big deal. I know you have other things and goals you have. I'm just putting it out there.
Hey, it sounds like a fun idea, and I will seriously consider it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But hey, again, thank you so much for being on the show today as my segment of artist spotlight interview. Again, we just featured entertainer, artist, singer, songwriter, award winner, dancer, painter. Man, what else am I leaving out? Musician. Man, she does it all. You know what I'm saying? She's the trifecta. You know what I mean? A very rare talent. Make sure you all follow Sophie Love. You can tell people exactly more places where they can find you and follow you. I'm gonna put up your website again.
Okay. Well, I said it. Thank you very much for having me. It's been such an amazing pleasure. And you could all find me on my website. It has a link where it'll take you to Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, all of those places, Twitter. I I don't think it's called Twitter anymore. Threads, threads. Um, but any of
Okay.
those places, any of those places. YouTube,
Okay. No, absolutely, absolutely. And it's all under Sophie Love.
Sophie Love official. Yes.
Sophie Love official. I love it. Yep. So hey, just continue to just keep it real and continue to stay natural, and just let the message of behind your music come to you. In time. No pressure, no rush. Just continue to do you and just do what you feel because you're excelling at doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Shout out to my friend, the legendary Global Empire Entertainment Media, Teresa Taylor, just tuned in. As we closing out this interview. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate you. She, appreciate
Hello.
you. Yeah, so thank you again, Sophie. Man, such a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day. I mean, the rest of your night as the dark is upon us. As I'm looking out the window. Um, so I don't know if it's dark there yet, but yeah, it's definitely about to get dark here. So yeah, so I'm just grateful that I'm was able to connect with you and provide your first interview. That's going on record right there. That's I'm gonna start that in my capsule that I gave Sophie Love her first interview.
I'm happy it's you. I had a great time. Thank you so much. I said it.
No, blessings to you and your family. Blessings to Pepper J, John Ferrari. And I can't wait to meet all of you all when you all come to Chicago. Make sure you all definitely contact me. Let me know that you're in town. You know, and man, we're gonna continue to have a good time, and just stay in touch. And like I say, if you need any assistance with something, maybe I can help. Maybe I can't. I don't know, but just ask.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you. We will. We will. And enjoy your evening.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Be safe.
You be safe too.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Make sure you share this interview so you can learn more about Sophie Love. And big salute to you, Teresa Taylor. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Share this interview. All right. See you all soon. And you can learn more about Sophie Love. All right. Peace.
Wait, wait. Is he gone?
No, I'm still here. Talk to me.
Oh, he was about to shut the computer. I just didn't
Oh,
want him to shut it on you.
oh yeah. Now, I'm sorry. Any thing that else you would like to share?
Oh, no. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did a great job, by the way, too. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Talk to you all soon.
All right. Bye.
All right. Peace. One love. Thank you again for everyone that tuned in for another great episode of Celebrity Interview. I said at the show as we just featured the one and only, the young rising star award winning Sophie Love. Make sure you all replay this interview. Again, it's on my Facebook and it's also on my YouTube channel. Make sure you all subscribe today. With that being said, I'll talk to y'all soon. And yeah, so from her point of view, talk show, I apologize that we didn't have the show yesterday, but what's great is we postponed it and it's going to be postponed till next Tuesday. So make sure you all tune in next Tuesday. We'll be live with the famous and legendary Bridget Wiley, as she'll be appearing on From Her Point of View, episode 14, season 4. Yep. And then we also going to be doing the square table. We're going to postpone that. It's usually the last Thursday of every month. But what we're going to do this month is we're going to play it the last Wednesday of this month, which will fall on 30th, 31st, something like that. I don't know. You can check. But with that being said, just continue to stay tuned. And I appreciate everybody's support. One love. Oh, yeah. And remember, if anybody asks, I said it that way. Peace. Blessings.